Hi, I'm contestant 4334, and this is my design notebook for the 2026 SkillsUSA T-shirt design contest. To start off, I would like to talk about my design for Delight. These are just basically my goals that I set before I even started my design process for the T-shirt. My first goal was I wanted my design to represent California as a whole. During my research, I looked back on past contest entries, and I noticed that a lot of the designs really only focused on maybe one or two aspects of the state. And California is just such a big and diverse state that it deserves to be represented as a whole. And then I also wanted my design to be recognizable to non-Californians. I would achieve this by using very iconic aspects and symbols within my design. Also wanted it to be unique, and my design had to relate to SkillsUSA. So for my research, I did a lot of my research on the SkillsUSA website, as well as just looking at past entries for the past contests, just to get an idea for what the judges want to see and what ideas have already been used. Along with my research, I did create this vision board just to help with my brainstorming process so I could visualize what and what I don't want to be a part of my design. There's a lot of things in this vision board that did not make it into my final design, but it did help a lot with my brainstorming process. So for my design, I really wanted to focus on all parts of California. So one of the parts I wanted to focus on is Northern California. Northern California is mostly known for the city of San Francisco, but it's also home to a lot of mountains and forests, and it's a very unique part of California because it's the only part that is like that. Another part I wanted to incorporate into my design is the California deserts. When people think of deserts, they associate it with states such as Arizona or Nevada, but California is home to many different deserts that are very beautiful. Southern California is home to a lot of the iconic aspects of the state of California, such as the cities of Los Angeles and San Diego, as well as the beach, which a lot of people associate California with just the beach alone. And then also SkillsUSA really just research along what programs they offer to students and what they stand for. And these are my early concepts. We could start with the surfer. This design spelt out California with the surfer riding the C of the word California. But the wave the surfer is riding is also a gear, and the gear represents the industrial and technological society that SkillsUSA promotes. I thought this was a really good design. Along with my design of the Hollywood star, this design was really unique, but it didn't represent California as a whole. And then my California roll design was really clever and unique, but then again, the only California thing about it was the name of the sushi roll. And then I also had another Hollywood design. This one was the Hollywood sign, but then again, it did not represent California as a whole, so I did not finalize that one. So then here we have my final design. As you could see, all of the aspects I wanted to represent of California are represented. We have the forest, and then we have a cityscape of Los Angeles, which is just to represent all of the major cities in California. We have the mountains, the desert with the cactus, the Pacific Ocean, and a surfer, which surfing originated in California, along with the O in California and the 0 in 2026 being gears to represent the industrial and technological society. And then here is the final rendering of this shirt. I'd say the biggest challenge within this designing process would be that I wanted to design the shirt to be able for people to want to wear it after the conference. A lot of the designs use very bright colors on the shirt, and people aren't really entitled to be wearing that in their everyday life after the conference. This can lead to landfill buildup, and it's just not really sustainable for the planet. I chose this monochrome black and gray design so it's simple and people can see it, and it's easier for people to wear the shirt on a daily basis. And my biggest success throughout this whole entire design process was um was representing all of the aspects of California I wanted to represent within my design. Thank you so much for listening.